Hey, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai. Double honors to the apostles and elders at Great Millstone. This is Ainaya Allah with the beloved truth. And I'm going to get straight to it. Ephesians 5 and 15, it says, "See then that ye walk circumspectly, not as fools, but as wise, redeeming the time, because the days are evil." And what it means by redeeming is, um, you know, basically understanding the times, all right? Okay. And we'll just go into the word redeeming. By payment of price, recover from the power of another, to ransom, buy off, okay, to redeem, all right, to buy up, okay, to buy up for oneself, for one's use, to make wise and sacred, okay, use of opportunity for doing good, so that zeal and well doing are as it were the purchase of money by which we make the time our own. So, and that's a more formidable definition, to buy up one's self for one's use. Okay. So basically putting forth the effort. So the scripture is saying redeeming the time. Okay. Because the days are evil. All right. So basically buying up the time for one's use to get the understanding of Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushai, to understand his will, which it'll say, all right, but understanding what time we live in. It says, verse 17, "Wherefore be ye not unwise by understanding, but understanding what the will of the Lord is." All right. So you got to understand what the will of the Lord is, whether that be through his prophecies, um, you know, which is basically his word. But moreover, you have to understand, you know, what his will is, basically, you know, and will go into the definition. Uh, the Greek word thelema says what one wishes or has determined shall be done. Okay, and that's his prophecies. Okay, one of those prophecies is that America is going to be destroyed, starting with race riots. Um, right now, that's the ethnic tension that's going on, and then you got martial law, which is at the door. Also, the RFID chip, which is at the door, and not only that, not last but not least, World War III rearing his ugly head. So go back. I go to my next scripture. All right. Now keep that in mind, redeeming the time because the days are evil. All right, verse 16. So the next scripture is Romans chapter 13, verses 11. In that knowing the time, all right. So you got to know the time in which we live. That now is high time to awake out of sleep. All right. Going to the word awake, himas or hemas. All right. Let me see. I think I pressed the wrong one. Yeah, it says us, we, our, etc. Accusative case plural. Let me see. All right, well. So it's not really giving me nothing. Let's see, G1453. Oh, here we go. Here's a point: to arouse, cause to rise, to arouse from sleep, to awake, to arouse from the sleep of death, to recall the dead to life. All right, which is metaphorically or spiritual. Okay. Um, All right, yeah. So if you can look, if you see below, it says probably a kind to the base of through the idea of collecting one's faculties to waken transitively or intransitively, that is roused literally from sleep, from sitting or lying, from disease, from death, for or figuratively from obscurity, and actively ruins non-existence. All right. So a lot of people are spiritually dead or spiritually sleep uh, toward the things that's going on. All right, toward the will of the Most High and toward the time that we live in. Okay, so the scriptures say, and that knowing the time that now it is high time to awake out of sleep, for now is our salvation nearer than we believe. All right, the night is far spent, the day is at hand. The night represents America. All right, things that's going on in America, the wickedness that's going on all over the world. All right, it says it's far spent. You know, go into that word. All right, so let me see. Where it says Strong's definition from 420, 4253 and 2875 to drive forward as if by beating, that is, figuratively and intransitively to advance, all right, amount to grow in time to be well along, increase, proceed, profit, be far spent, wax, all right. So the night is far spent, all right. The day is at hand. So in other words, it's saying that um, you know, the night has already waxed, all right? And after you wax, you wane, okay? So, when after you wax, you come into your fullness, and then you wane, all right? So, in other words, America, um, well, this Western civilization, this empire that we live in now, it will wane, it will cease to exist, all right? And that's why it says the day is at hand. Let us therefore cast off the works of darkness. Okay, the works of darkness are those things that we've learned in the world before we came to the knowledge and understanding of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. All right, and it's mainly the emotional, uh, the emotional standpoint that people take. All right, it says, and let us put on the armor of light, all right, which is the scriptures. All right, through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. Um, starting with the apostles and elders at Great Millstone. And it's not just we know we always say that, but they're a prime example of how to or who to receive this truth from through the Spirit. All right, examples that they give us on how to be watchmen or to how to you know um, how to think, man. How to you know how to perceive and take certain things, man. You know, you can't be weak. All right. So all right, it says, "Let us walk." Verse 13. All right. Well, yeah, you know that sums that point. My next point is in Matthew chapter 25. It's like, all right, Matthew 25 And I'll start at the first verse. Okay. Now take note, the scriptures beforehand were explaining redeeming the time and knowing the time, right? So those are huge points in this lesson. Matthew 25 and 1, it says, Then shall the kingdom of heaven be likened unto 10 virgins which took their lamps and went forth to meet the bridegroom. And 5 of them were wise, and 5 were foolish. They that were foolish took their lamps and took no oil with them. All right. In verse 4, when it says oil, it's talking about the understanding of the scriptures. All right. It says fuel for lamps, for healing the sick, for anointed. Okay. It's not actually talking about olive oil. All right. It's spiritual. Okay. Let me see. Because oil, they use oil uh, for mechanisms or machines to a lot of machines to run, how can I say, lucratively or to run smoothly. And that's what happens when you have the truth, the understanding of the truth, the wisdom of the truth. Um, the spirit runs smooth, you know. So it says, they that were foolish, verse 3, took their lamps and took no oil with them. Now, mind you, when you read Corinthians, it says, be not Corinthians, but Romans chapter 11, verse 13. No, Salakia. It was in Ephesians. But it says, see then that you walk circumspectly, 5:15 Ephesians. See then that you walk circumspectly, not as fools, but as wise. All right, redeeming the time. Okay, because the wise virgins in this parable, okay, which represents us, okay, us knowing the truth and who we are to the Lord. Um, it says, here it says, verse 2, it says, and 5 of them were wise, and 5 were foolish. Why? Because you got those that don't redeem the time and understand what time we're living in. So they go forth basically doing or will being part of the world or trying to gain access to this world, which the scriptures say this world is far spent. The night is far spent. All right. And it's beginning to wane away. It's beginning uh, it's beginning to be non-existent. It's perishing basically. And the scriptures speak on the fashion in the world perishing. Okay. It said the fashion of this world shall perish. Okay. And that's what it's speaking on. All right. But back to the foolish, the wise and the foolish. All right. The wise redeem the time. They understand the time. All right. So that therefore they get the understanding of these scriptures. All right. Furthermore, it's given to them by the Spirit. It says, so it says, they that were foolish took their lamps and took no oil with them, meaning the the knowledge. All right. And that's why you got guys talking about the new moon is actually the full moon. All right. And we can get into that, but I'm gonna just deal with this, this point. And it says, but the wise took oil in their vessels with their lamps. Okay. So, but the wise took oil in their vessels with their lamps. All right. The lamps represents the light that we shine. Okay. The oil is the knowledge um, that we have. Okay. Is the spirit? Is the spiritual knowledge that we have. So I got a precept real quick. This is Proverbs chapter 21 verses. I think it's 20. Proverbs 21 and 20. It says, "There is treasure to be desired in oil in the dwelling of the wise, but a foolish man spendeth it up." Okay. Okay. And that's what basically these guys do, you know. But just to make the point, it says here it says there is a treasure to be desired and oil in the dwelling of the wise, and that treasure is the knowledge and understanding, all right, of the scriptures, all right. But a foolish man spendeth it up, okay, meaning basically wasting it. They waste the oil, okay. So, and not to make this long, but verse 4 says, "But the wise took oil in their vessels with their lamps, while the bridegroom tarried, they all slumbered and slept." Okay, and the bridegroom represents Yahushua, because right now he's waiting. Okay, he's waiting for the Lord to give him the go ahead. Okay, to take this place out. Verse 6 it says, "And at midnight there was a cry made, Behold, the bridegroom cometh. Go ye out to meet him." And why is it midnight? Okay, because that is the time in which we live. Metaphorically, midnight is when everybody sleep, and you see that here in America, not just America, all over the world, because the westernized civilization, they influence the whole world. And when I'm talking about Western civilization, I'm talking about Esau, Edom, right, which is the so-called white man according to the Bible. Edom meaning red, and they fit all the prophecies that Edom, all the blessings that Edom received. Okay, so they fit. Okay, so and at midnight there was a cry made. The midnight represents now, because everybody's sleep, and we have that perfect, perfectly being illustrated with how the trend of the world is. People want to be part of this society rather than cursing this society and condemning this society for what it really is. People want to accept the society and go along to get along. When in when in fact, if you go along to get along, you you basically are you're prolonging the state of oppression. You're prolonging the state of wickedness, basically. Okay. It says, "Behold, the bridegroom, Yahushai, cometh, cometh. Go ye out to meet him." All right. Then all those virgins arose and trimmed their lamps. Okay. And the foolish said unto the wise, Give us of your oil, for our lamps are going out. And that's these guys wanting to receive um, this truth, or with an understanding of the truth and prophecies, when the time is getting, when it's basically too late, when it's martial law, all right, and when the times are dire, you know, that's when they're gonna seek. Okay, but this is what's gonna happen. It says verse 9. "But the wise answered, saying, Not so, as there be not enough for us and you, but go ye rather to them that sell, and buy yourselves. All right. In the elect, I point out, may the elect, when you read Ezekiel chapter 9, verses 4, it says our mind, we're going to be sealed with the knowledge of the Most High. Roughly paraphrasing, you know, it's, those that sigh and cry, okay, we're going to be basically marked, meaning our minds are going to be sealed, okay. All right, verse 10, it says, and while they went to buy, the bridegroom came, and they that were ready went in with him to the marriage. All right, and the door was shut. Okay, and how we going into him in the marriage? Basically, our minds is being sealed. Okay, we're being sealed unto him. Okay, and the door was shut. Okay, now that's powerful because when you read Revelations chapter 3, verses, I'll start at 9. Let me see. No, I'll start at 10. It says, because thou hast kept the word of my patience. All right. I also will keep thee from the hour of temptation, which shall come upon all the world to try them that dwell upon the earth. All right. So the point being, because thou hast kept the word of my patience. Okay. That mean that means keeping his name, understanding um, his will, understanding his word through the spirit which he's already presented through the apostles and elders. You know, verse 11. You know, it's simple. Okay, the scriptures say it's plain unto us, so we understand full well what his will is or what his word is. Verse 11, it says, behold, I come quickly, hold that fast which thou hast. That means hold fast what we have been taught. Okay, the doctrine, not adding on. Okay, not taking away. And there's a difference. um, some things are revealed, um, and some things we get edification on in the doctrine. So in a sense, we become enlightened more about the scriptures, not changing it and not adding or taking away from it. It says, behold, I come quickly, hold that fast which thou hast, that no man take thy crown. Him that overcometh will I make a pillar in the temple of my power, and he shall go no more out. And I will write upon him the name of my power, and the name of the city of my God, which is in new, which is New Jerusalem, which cometh down out of heaven from my power, from my God, and I will write upon him my new name, meaning a fresh name. Okay, because he's gonna make it new. All right. Now, and that's us getting basically this scripture, verse 12, us, because New Jerusalem represents us, the people. So the elect, all right, the elect with the spiritual power and knowledge and the perfection of Yahweh Bahashim Yahushua. All right. So Salaki, I think it's Revelations. Yeah, I think it's still at 9. Oh, I think it's like 24. Salaki, 20. And here's the point, and here's the precept to Matthew 25. All right. And I'll start at 50. It says, behold, I stand at the door and knock. All right. Now let me go back. Matthew 25. Matthew 25:10, it says, "And while they went to buy, the bridegroom came, and they that were ready went in with him to the marriage, and the door was shut." All right. Now, when you go back to Revelations 3 and 20, and that door represents um, basically grace. You know, basically grace. When the door is shut, the Most High is sealing up the knowledge. He's going to seal up the elect. Okay. Revelations 3 and 20, it says, "Behold, I stand at the door and knock. If any man hear my voice and open the door, I will come in to him and will sup with him, and he with me. To him that overcometh will I grant to sit with me in my throne, even as I also overcame and sat down with my Father in his throne." So, hey, 21, where it says, "He that overcometh." Okay. So the truth, we're going to be, in the truth, we're going to be, basically, we got something to overcome. All right, brother, whether that's dealing with brothers. See, and the Most High set up this thing perfectly. Okay. Uh, you got guys that fall out because they get weak, not because somebody is being wicked. Ain't none of us righteous, but the Most High set up the order as such as when we in devour or we have to overcome obstacles. Hey, the scriptures say, "For with great tribulation shall the kingdom of heaven come." So it's not an easy thing, and that's when you read books like Matthew 15 or Matthew 5. Um, when he speaks on basically he speak on charity and how to deal with certain brothers and how to forgive certain brothers. That is part of the struggle. So if we get weak to what Yahushua has already uh, given us or told us how to act with certain individuals, whether they be forward, whether they be forward or whether they be, humble, you know, um, he has given us the examples to follow, you know. So, back to the scriptures, "To him that overcometh will I grant to sit with me in my throne, even as I also overcame and am set down with my Father in his throne. He that hath an ear, let him hear," meaning understanding. This is in telling understanding what the Spirit said unto the churches. Okay. And with that, I'm gonna conclude the lesson, you know, because as you brothers, as the time gets shorter, okay, as the scriptures say, the night is far spent. Okay. As the time gets shorter, you know, you're gonna see, and we already seeing these things taking place. Okay. Right. So with that, I'll say, "Call halal Yahweh, Ba'ashim Yahushai," meaning all praises to Yahweh and his son Yahushai, through his son Yahushai. And double honors to the apostles and elders at Great Millstone. This has been another one with Adonai Allah, the beloved truth. Shalom.